Qualifying is about to start here at the Autodromo di Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. The teams are about to head out onto the track any minute now.
How's it going, guys, and welcome to another round of our McLaren Honda Points Challenge, the series where we will try to emulate the McLaren Honda and try and get as many points as possible and beat their 2015 points score they got for the season. In the last episode we were at Abu Dhabi and we got 8th place and kicked off our point scoring tally, and now we're at Monza, a track where this is all about power. So we're going to struggle around here, if I'm honest, but we never know. As you saw there, the setup that I ran for qualifying, as I've introduced now qualifying into the series to give us a bit of a chance and see where our performance is on a one-lap pace. So this was our fastest lap of our qualifying run. Our 25 flat was our best time, which was put us in P10, so I was pretty happy with that, really. Running a lot of less wing here, as we just brake before the 50 metre more into turn 1, take the inside curb, and then again into the exit of the chicane on there, and very careful on throttle as well out of that corner because you can spin it completely. We're on this wrong right-hander, famously known for Vettel and Alonso's battle here a couple of years ago. And we're going to be braking to start the middle sector now. Very tricky corner this one to get right. Hit the inside curb, and again on that one to get a nice exit on there. Maybe make sure to short shift as well to avoid any wheel spin. Coming into the first part of the double right-hander here. Just got a tad wide on entry as well, and then braking again down to 4th gear, then straight to 5th as we go into the DRS implementation zone. And as you can see, we're going to go up there and see what our speed is. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, this is pretty alright, I guess. 210, 213 max as they start the final sector for Ascari. Made a bit of a mistake there, braking late, pushed us a bit wide on the mid-corner of Ascari, which cost us a couple of tenths there. But as you can see, we're going to come down now towards Parabolica, and we're actually up on our previous best time, which I was pretty chuffed about. Maybe went a bit too late on the shift there, down to 4th, pushed us a bit wide out of Parabolica. But it's a drag race to the line now, and what have we improved to? A 24.6. Only one position gained, but I was really chuffed about that to be only 2 seconds off a decent car with Sebastian Vettel getting pole there. But let's go to the race.
The time has come for the drivers to put all they've learned this weekend into reality. It's time for the Italian Grand Prix. As the engineers make their last inspections of the cars, let's take a look at today's grid order for the race.
So this is the grid then for this race, and there's us. We dropped to 10th, unfortunately. Someone did pip our time, so but interesting to see the Mercedes aren't the front row. One of them got out, was not even in the top 10, which was quite a surprise to see. But we'll see how we go in this race. It is a one-stop strategy. We are starting on the option tyre. Potentially going to try and stay as long as possible on these tyres, but we'll have to see. We have Rosberg behind us as we're about to start another round of the McLaren Honda Points Challenge. We are away, and we get a decent start off the line. Again, revving it too much there, which cost us there, as Rosberg's had a flying start there. Going down the middle of Sainz, and I think that's past the Maldonado there, as we're going to break into turn 1. A very, very slow call. We've got 3 wide going on there into the chicane, on there, but we lost out there. We haven't really lost much there. We still maintain 10th place, but Rosberg has had the best start, and he's having a side-by-side battle with Sergio Perez in the Force India, with Perez just ahead of him, which is good to see from the Force Indias getting up there. Then a bit of a heavy check-up there from Rosberg, so we had to make drastic action there to avoid hitting the back of him and losing our front wing. So it's all now a single-line train from us all the way up to 1st place on there, so we're just going to stay in line. Went off the track there, a bit of grass, so it did put us off a bit there, but as you can see now with the Mercedes powered engines, they're drifting away from us. So I was feeling a bit here, this is going to be a bit of a dual race, if I'm honest, from knowing Monza's potentially just straights. But as you can see there's lots of checking up going on up ahead. I think that's Bottas at the front of the train, which is holding everyone up here, as we made a bit of contact there with Rosberg, which gives Hulkenberg now the chance to go around our outside and easily gets past us for 10th place. But we will go down the inside, late brake move up to 10th place again. But Rosberg there has checked up on Kvyat, which means Perez can go on the inside of Kvyat up to 7th place. And as you can see, they are putting away again. So in a minute, you're going to see Hulkenberg now going past us again. There he is, there's going down our inside and now back up to 10th. As Kvyat's braked really early from Perez, which meant Rosberg had to brake early as well, so we took the inside of Rosberg, and now we're up to things. There's a yellow flag as Rosberg has spun, making a slight contact on our left rear, which caused him to spin and caused a bit of a gap now between us and Max Verstappen. So that was a bit of nice breathing space there, but a bit unfortunate. But the AI are a bit relentless on this game, I have to say. They're a lot better in some areas compared to the last game on F1 2014, but they're a bit too aggressive to make mistakes like that, like late lunges and all that, for example, like what happened there with Rosberg. We get a nice exit on out of that corner, and Hulkenberg had a bit of a slide there, but it doesn't make any odds again, as that Hulkenberg's car with the Mercedes engine is just gone completely. So I wasn't really feeling happy about this stage, but still we're in the points paying position, so it'll be good for the series, and are slowly creeping towards our target of championship points that McLaren got in real life, so that's always nice. And see how we go as we come into Parabolica, and for some reason the AI here in a train go really slowly there, as we're going to go down the inside of Hulkenberg, but it won't make any odds because you're going to see in a minute Hulkenberg gets past us again. Back up to 9th place he goes, so it's a bit of mix and match here at this stage, as we're going to brake now in towards turn 1, as just holding it on there. But we're going to go on now to lap number 4 of this race, and there you can see Hulkenberg, and also I believe that was Romain Grosjean and Bottas actually in the pit lane. So very early pitting at the end of lap 3, which was kind of bizarre, but we'll take it anyway on there, as we take a bit of a corner cut there into turn 1, so I apologise for that. Bit of a tank slapper coming out of the chicane there, so it's a bit unfortunate there to not lose the back end completely. The tyres are cold as well, which I did notice there, but didn't really change anything on the tyre pressures, which I should have done, but I have to know that for next time. But we're going to go on to lap 6. Nothing really happened here apart from people pitting, so I was just staying behind Daniel Kvyat, who's really our rival for this race. But we're going to make the pit stop now, and so we're going to try and jump Kvyat now in there, and we have got someone else in the pit lane. I believe that is Sergio Perez in the pits as well with us, as that is Lewis Hamilton coming in as well. So would it be a nice 2.3 pit stop for us? Nope, it's a 2.5, so McLaren have let us down again, as we've got a bit of a drag race going down the pit lane there. I think that's Grosjean and Marcus Ericsson going side by side in the pit lane. So we're going to pop out now. There goes Felipe Massa up to 9th, and Roberto Merri of all people in the points. That's a bit of a shock. How the hell was Merri in 10th? I have no idea. Massa's just come out behind Sergio Perez, so I don't know if Perez had a mistake or what when he came out the pit lane. So really want to get past Roberto Merri at this stage in the Manor, and the Manor obviously is the slowest car in the game, so I just thought, don't want to get held up, we're going to go down the inside. Bit of a late dive bomb there, but we get past Roberto and we're up to 10th place again. And now we're going to be hunting down both Massa and Perez, who will most likely be fighting each other at this stage of the race. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll as we go just a tad wide there on there. So we're going to stay in standard revs for the time being, as put damage on for some reason, just to show you that I've got fresh tyres on. I don't know why I did that, but as you can see there, both Perez and Massa went side by side through Ascari, really slowing them down there, so it gives us a chance to try and claw some time, as we see some more people coming into the pit lane now, as the rest of the prime runners will be pitting this time, as Perez and Massa still side by side through Parabolica, which will slow them down indefinitely, so that will give us the chance to gain some time on them. And it's now a drag race between the two Mercedes powered engine cars, and then here comes me in a Honda with DRS, as we're going to go down the inside, maybe with Perez there, and also Felipe Massa. We're 3 wide down the straight, braking early and getting the move done on Perez, giving a bit of room for Massa as well, but we get past both of them and we move up into 5th place of all places, which is a shock. I don't know what's happened to the rest of the pack in front of us with people pitting. Maybe they've been stacked or what, or whatever, but we will take it for granted there, as we are now into lap 8 and we're up to 5th place. This could be our strongest finish of the series so far as well, but we're going to go on to lap 8, the end of lap 8 now onto lap 9, both Massa and Perez still with us. As you can see, Massa and Perez are going to do another free wide moment again. Massa's easily got past the Perez, as we're going to brake a bit later. Massa's been hooked out dry on the outside, but so we're going to take the inside of turn 1, then turn 2, get a nice clean exit there, but Massa's going to come back at us down this straight here. So I was just trying to burn fuel for some reason at this stage to hold off Massa and Perez, but it looks like Massa's in lean there as he stayed behind us. I would have thought he would have made a move. Just a tad of wide out of that into the entry of the corner there, but Hamilton's 6 seconds up the road there, fighting with the leaders as well. So it was quite close up front as well. The top 4 all covered by less than a second actually. So very close, tight pack racing here in this Italian Grand Prix for this episode of the McLaren Honda Challenge. As you can see now, Massa's going to try and get past us again with DRS. Here he comes down our inside into Ascari. Very risky move there. We've got to give him the space, but we're going to hold it nicely there. But Massa's going to have the inside into Ascari. Pushes a bit wide there, but we luckily avoid any getting any warnings there or whatever. So a bit very close there to being a collision between us and Massa, but we get away with it just scot-free there. So we're going to try and hold on now through Parabolica, just a tad wide. But you can see there, Massa and Perez were side by side, which gave us a chance to pull a gap just over a second. So we were out of the DRS range just, but Perez will have it on Massa, and he gets past Massa, as now he is up to 6th place in this race, and they're still side by side in the mirrors there. Really close action between the two of them there, and they're still going side by side, which is just amazing to see. From the AI dramatically have improved on this game from previous F1 games. So looking at the tyres there, they're looking alright temperature wise, nice and warm, but they're going back cold now on the fronts. But obviously when we come through here, the front left gets very hot, which pulls us wide a bit, losing a tad bit of grip there, but we can take it from there as we go down the straight now for the second area of DRS, and we obviously still are a second out of that, which means Perez and Massa can still have a little squabble as Massa gets past Perez again for 6th place, and they will still be squabbling, and there's a car behind them as well gaining on them. I don't know who it is, but if they keep squabbling they will both lose out potentially on there, as we've been told about brakes being a bit of an issue here, not getting them up to temperature. Just a tad wide into Parabolica again, not hitting the apex of the curb there, the right line. So we need to really focus on that for next time, as Bottas now has lost a position to Hamilton, with Vettel still leading the race, I believe, with Raikkonen in 2nd. So they're still battling there. I think that's Bottas and Hamilton there for 3rd and 4th place. So wasn't really too worried about Massa and Perez now, as we're starting to pull away from them in this race. So I was feeling pretty confident we could potentially come home with 5th place. So really at this time I was just trying to save fuel as much as possible for the end stages of the race. So we have to see if we keep this momentum going. As you can see, we're 3 seconds ahead of Massa now, who is just ahead of Perez now. So Massa and Perez have finally stopped making their side-by-side battles, a very common thing in this race, and try and stay in a single line to try and catch up to us. As we're going to now come down the straight once again, just to show you the speed of our McLaren Honda, as we're going to go over 200 miles an hour, just getting it over. 203 is not too bad for this car, so for the engine. So I was pretty chuffed for that, with the wing settings and the way we set the car up. I felt pretty nice in it, very comfortable there. As we're going to go on to the final lap of the race now. As you can see, we're just above fuel, so I was being very careful here. The gap's still the same around to Massa behind us, to 3 seconds there, so it's still there, as Bottas is still fighting with Hamilton there. And I think that's Kimi Raikkonen there, has had a bit of an issue there, as there's 3 cars all lined astern. So I can just see them on the mini-map, but obviously we don't have enough laps. We've got half a lap to go. I strategically went to Rich here, just to see if I can see what's going on up front, as we come into the Ascari section for the final time. Just a tad wide there, as our tyres were starting to degrade at this point, as we come down the back straight for the final time, as Sebastian Vettel dominates the Italian Grand Prix, comfortably winning the race, with Raikkonen just about holding on, I feel, to Lewis Hamilton and Bottas for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. But we make a mistake out of parabolica, but it doesn't make any difference. We'll pull off a stunning 5th place for Fernando Alonso and McLaren Honda. A decent amount of points for the series, and that is a massive boost going into the rest of the season for this challenge. And Alonso there looks very happy indeed. Look at him, he's very happy with that performance there. But that is the end of this episode for the McLaren Honda Points Challenge. Next time, let me know what you want me to do next, then go into the comments and pick your track preference, and you'll get a shout out in the next episode for that one. But make sure, guys, to hit the like button and subscribe for more F1 content, where I'll be starting a new series if we hit 100 likes on this episode. So please, if you want to see this new series come alive, hit 100 likes. But until next time, guys, have a fantastic day wherever you're doing. I shall see you very soon for another McLaren Honda Points Challenge. Until then, have a fantastic day. Take care.